You are listening to Rocklaz Radio, a show where we discuss inspiring personalities and interesting things. I am your host, Tanmay Shah. I am an NFT artist and an entrepreneur with diverse business experience. This show is self-sponsored. If you want to support the show, buy my NFTs. You can also become a patron. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share this with your friends on Twitter and all your other social media. All links are mentioned in description. On today's show, we have a very special guest with us. All of us on the Twitter NFT community know him. He is the one and only Ali Sharafi. Ali, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
And my brother, thanks for the intro. Glad to be here with you. Let's get this going.
Let's go. Ali Shafari is the founder of Nabu Lines, an exclusive system for creative minds where we get alpha signals and we get to participate in a lot of competitions as artists. He is a chief advisor at NFT News Pro, which is a top trending website for NFT news and latest updates. He's the co-host of the biggest Twitter space hosted by Babugar. This Twitter space is dedicated for artists and it has over 500 live participants at any time you go into it. So it's going to be a great episode. Stay tuned, watch till end, and I'm sure you're going to get some great insights. We are going to dive into the person behind the PFP, how he has come into making, what are his thoughts and what are his advice for all of us. So Ali, welcome to the show once again. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Sure, brother. First of all, glad to be here. It depends. What do you want me to say? Like before I came into NFTs, after I came into NFTs, which part do you want to know?
Yes, let's talk about Ali and his life story. What has Ali's life story been before NFTs?
Oh, before NFTs, I was deep into Web2 in Iran. We started our e-commerce business way back around, now I think it's around 12 years ago, something like that. We started a website with the same concept as Groupon and Living Social. They were like group discounts. We were one of the first websites in our country to bring that concept. It was a blast. First, we started as like it was a side thing that we just wanted to try something online because my degree was in online marketing. So we started that website as a side thing with two people, with me and one of my friends. Then we saw it's getting some traction. After 3 years, we reached above 100 employees. So It was going on very good. We expanded the business. We went into IoT. We started building some manufacturing, some IoT products like smart plugs, like smart home automation systems. It was going good until like the politics stuff and sort of things like that kicked in. And I was like, I'm not going to stay in this country anymore. So I flew off to Turkey. Then kind of like that, my NFT journey started. So my background is like in e-commerce, online business, online marketing. That's why I had a passion for anything online.
Wow. So can you name those websites? Are they still working in Iran?
Oh yeah, actually I only have my rights as a co-founder there. I don't do anything for it right now because I'm like 24/7 into NFTs. But the website is goldtag.net. It's one of the top e-commerce websites still in Iran. I think it's among the top 6-7 websites in Iran still. It has a huge volume of sales. I think we still have around 3,000 to 4,000 pieces sold a day. It's a good website.
Wow. So this NFTs, COVID, and you traveling to Turkey, did that come together in the same timeline? Or
Exactly. I was feeling frustrated in Iran. I thought I should take some time off, start go visiting my friends in other countries, see what they're doing. I went to Malaysia, like Kuala Lumpur, Langkawi. Then I went to Thailand to some other friends and Bangkok and other cities. Then I came back to Turkey just to see other friends and go somewhere else. The COVID kicked in. The flights were closed. I thought Turkey is a nice city, like Istanbul is a nice city. The weather is good. I have so many friends. Why not stay here a bit? And I couldn't go anywhere else at the time because the flights were getting closed for everywhere. So I settled in Istanbul.
awesome. That is amazing. And then you got into NFTs. So what inspired you to NFTs? How did you transition into Web3?
Actually, I was going to start an application, a storytelling application, a Web2 based app. Actually, we needed some good artists. We had the backend ready, but needed some good artists to come up with a nice content. I was like looking around for artists. At the same time, I was following Gary Vee at that time. He was like driving everybody to Twitter and like come to Discord, come to Twitter. He was talking about NFTs. I never was into social media before. I hated social media because I hate taking photos and stuff like that. But Twitter was kind of different. So I went to Twitter, I downloaded the app, I made an account, went there, and it was a space about NFTs and artists. I said, "Oh, these are like a whole pack of artists here. This is the best place to look for them." And then I started realizing what NFT is and Web3 and all those stuff in the space. I got stuck. It was so amazing. I couldn't let go of it. It's still here.
So this must be back in December, January.
Yes. Before that, like start of November, I think.
Amazing. Why I'm asking this question is most of us know you as a big collector and influencer and a community leader and thought leader in the NFTs, but we don't really get to know the person behind or what is this journey, because it's really important to know the founders and their background. Now you reveal that you have had successful businesses throughout 12 years, which have been trending. You have got a lot of back-end knowledge working with teams. So I think this adds more credibility and more, what do you say, more trust in what all things you're doing, right? Because it's not like other NFT projects which have got rug pulled, which were started by somebody 17, 19 years old sitting in the garage with no background experience. So I think this is the USP, and this is something that we need. That the alpha you bring to all of us is authentic. It's valid. So thanks to you for that.
Thank you, Pam, for the kind words. I never speak about what I did in the past because I was focusing on building a brand and personality in Web3 and try to make that legit. So if any credit I get, it's for that, not for what I've done in the past. Because there are so many guys, as you said, 17, 18 years old, they doing rug pulls. Some others, they are doing great stuff and they didn't have any past record of doing any business before. So I had the same mindset that what I did it before, if it can help me, which it did big time, it's very good, but I shouldn't leverage that in Web3. I shouldn't talk about that. I should focus on being active, bringing value as much as I can into Web3, into building my own brand, my own personality, and the other stuff that we're doing.
Amazing. So what from your experience that you have accumulated in Web 2 are you bringing into Web 3?
Oh, I remember the first time that I was talking to people, I was like, let's build a DAO. Let's build a DAO. DAO is like something unique. This is like on another level. From the moment I step into NFTs, I was all about like, I saw that followers are fan base. Unless you have token holders, you don't have a community. Like for building a DAO, you have a hard way ahead of you. But the first step was having token holders. If people have trust in you to hold your token, then you are taking the first steps of building a community. That was my mindset from Web 2, that you should build a community.
So I'm a glad owner of a Nabu Lines pass. So I'm proud of that. So we have a lot of people joining in, and it really has a lot of perks starting from the first day onwards. So thank you for that. Can you tell us more about Nabulines and what is your vision for it, and with what thought did you start it?
Oh, Nabu Lines is our key, you know. Not key, is our baby. It's the first project that me and Bav did together. He was doing perfect on his own. You know, Bav, that guy is like so charismatic and lovable that everybody loves him. He was ongoing with his art. I was like, your art is good. You are super good. Let's do something else. And he had the same mindset. So when we talked to each other, we saw that we both of us have the same mindset. So we said, why not do it together? Because our thinking are so aligned. Let's do this together and build a nice community. And since most of our friends and the people that we were engaging with were artists, we come up with this idea to build a community that is not monetary, because it was so important for us to not be tagged as they are like cash grabbing or using artist money. So we said, we're not aiming for that. We're not cheap people. Let's go for something that we put back 100% of it into the community. That's how Nabulines started, with a vision of to build a nice community, because when you have the community, you can do much, much bigger things. And now that we're speaking, last night, Nabulines phase one of the keys is done, sold out. The floor price has popped up to 0.2. I don't know how long it's going to stand there, but now it's 0.2. The base price was 0.033. That's like 7 times the floor price that we started with. It's a huge achievement in this kind of market. We're proud of it. We have nice friends such as you there. You're the spice of Nabu Lines, Tanmay. What's a pizza without the cheese, man? That's what we're doing
Complete the
there.
sentence. What is a pizza without cheese? Complete the sentence.
Man, this is the only phrase I use. I only go for the first part. I give the second part to the dear friend right there.
What is a pizza without cheese, and what is your collection without a Tanmay NFT?
Tanmay art. That's
Let's
cool.
go. All right. Yeah, it's been amazing. The energy, the passion that comes in with the enthusiasm and charisma of Babugar, and your vision and thought and strength and stability from you. That is amazing. It's the only place I've seen which has sold over 8,000 NFTs in live spaces over the past 7 months. So that is incredible, and it is very consistent. That's another thing that I love about this. It's very consistent. It is selfless. There are competitions that keep happening in. So the model is amazing, and just looking forward to see what more things come in. So what are the next plans? So there is Nabu Lines. You said line 1, line 2, and other lines. I see Nabu Faces as the second. I'll just pull that up. So can you just take us through what are Nabu Faces, and what are other plans for Nabu Lines?
Oh, as you mentioned, we have like different lines. We have huge visions for Nabu Lines. So we thought we should we should go forward with them step by step. As you mentioned, line 1 is the Nabu Lines. It's the core of the system. We call it system. It's the core of the system. For expansion part, because as you mentioned as well, we are doing huge spaces. We have so many audience, so many fan members. We wanted to give them an identity, so when anybody else comes into the space, they see this as a solid community working on one PFP to give our community and members one face. So that's like kind of uniting and expanding the community at the same time. We're going forward with that, how the proof concept went forward. They first sold out their keys. Then they went for the PFPs. Then they go for oddities. We are going forward kind of with the same concept on different genres. Nabu Faces is our PFP drop. The third line has already started, but as you know, we only build anticipation. We don't say what we're doing. We try to finish it and then come and announce it that, bam, this is done. We have huge dreams for it. Hope we can get there with all of you fan members.
Absolutely. As you were talking, I was just taking our audience through the website, of which links I'll be providing in the description as also.
Kind of you to do so, Tanmay.
Sorry?
Kind of you to do so. Thank you for showing the website.
Definitely. These are amazing artworks as well, and a lot of information is available here. And you talked about the the collective, Proof Collective, which is done by Kevin Rose, another veteran in the NFT or Web3 or Web2. Since 10 years, he's been there. I think he was the one who onboarded Gary Vee to Web3, isn't it?
I'm not sure about that. I think you know more.
I do.
I'm not sure
follow
about that, but because I like the concept, but I don't follow Kevin Ross myself. I didn't like the things that they did with the Moonbirds recently, so I don't follow the guy that much.
Okay. I'm not aware about what happened with Moonbirds, but this first time I saw the key holders and a group of 1,000 people coming in together, and I was seeing his podcast also, so it looked like some authority in there. And even you got in a Moonbirds, right? It's still your PFP. So
yeah, that's the reason I don't follow him. Because he made me like I'm down like huge on Moonbirds. So I respect him as a leader, as a community builder. What they did with Moonbirds and Proof Collective was insanely good. But I hope I don't end up doing the mistakes that they've done. Because they made some big mistakes on the road. I don't know. Maybe it's that. I don't have any grudge like towards him, but he's not the kind of person I would love to follow and see what he's doing.
What was the mistake, by the way? I'm totally not aware about it.
You know, most of us know Zagaban. He worked 3 projects for multi-millions of dollars. And when the FUD came in, the Azuki floor was 29, 28 ETH. After the FUD came in, it came down to 9 ETH. Moonbird's floor was 29 ETH. Kevin Ross achieved nosediving the floor price without even rugging, with taking bad decisions back to back. First of all, when you make anticipation is very important in Web3. When you build anticipation for your token holders, you should deliver because you're bringing their expectations high. When you release oddities as a 4 Ethereum drop, that it was airdropped to the holders for the bronze nesting, and when it's getting to silver nesting, people demand something cool. And when you do fanny packs, that's going to discourage people. That was the first part. Then he came up with the CC0 without even communicating with the community to see how would they take this. That did the second thing. Then it was the highlight, like back to back, they made bad decisions, and floor of the Moonbirds from 28 came down to 9. That's like very bad. Tanmay, can I have 1 minute? Sorry.
Let me know when you're back. Till then, we'll do a commercial. So it's time for a commercial break. You have been listening to Rocklaz Radio since a while. We have done over 36 recordings, 36 episodes. This is the 37th episode, bringing in people from diverse backgrounds. And you might have seen a lot of my NFTs. If you still haven't, go check out on the links below. I'm sure you'll love it. And let me know in comments which one you like the most. Also, shout out to friends in Iran and the situation that is happening there. Hope they get their azadi, their freedom very soon. So a big shout out to them. Hashtag mahsaamini. Go and retweet that. Let's keep the spirits alive.
My coffee is here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for that.
No, it's good. We just took a commercial break for the first time in this history of history of this podcast. Yes. All right.
So, are you showing your sponsor right now?
I am the sponsor. I was talking about my NFTs and also about social. I mean, the situation that is happening in Iran. Maybe I give a shout out to mahsaamini and the hashtag, and I hope you get the freedom, the azadi very soon from the extremist. By the way, azadi is a common word between Hindi and Farsi. It has the same meaning.
Oh, I didn't know that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for the shout out. That's the reason we are all feeling a little bit, not a little bit, very blue these days. What's happening in Iran is just unbearable. It's very bad. Hope we get the azadi, as you mentioned, that we need and we deserve for everybody, everywhere in the world.
Absolutely. It's high time. With the 40 years ago, the revolution that you had, it took back, I think, the country in 100 years back. So, I mean,
1,000.
with the 1,000 years. Yeah. But it's very nice to see. I think it's going to be the first time where women a revolution being led by women and being supported by people around the world has come into effect. This is really amazing to see. It's going to be a change for the positive. I'm sure the outlandish laws and the old orthodox extremist ideas are irrelevant to this world. And I mean, what are you getting out of these? Women are powerful. They can do anything. So I hope the best. I hope it gets all done and settled very fast.
We all hope for the best, Tanmay. Thank you. Thank you again for saying that, brother. It means a lot.
We have a lot of commonalities between India and Iran. We spoke about this in the first episode where we had an art historian who worked in a museum. Her name is Golora. She is an NFT artist. She worked in museums in Iran and then in Turkey. So we're discussing all the similar things that we have amongst us. Because language is similar. The word dunya means the world. It's the same for in Iran and Hindi. Many words are same.
I didn't know this. Thank you for saying this. I didn't know dunya is the same.
Many words, because we had Mughals there, right? Who had come from this region. Their court language was Farsi. And so a lot of words are common. Like the more I talk to our Irani friends, I get to know more about it. So it's a huge community. A lot of artists are there from Iran. And that leads me to another question, Ali. You were once mentioning on your space that the whole world looks at the Middle East as terrorists, and that shouldn't stop you from being worried about image. And that was your line then. What do you think with Web3? How it is going to change? What impression or image is the Middle East going to get? Because there's so many things coming out of that region.
Actually,
what are your thoughts?
Middle East, no, because we have countries in Middle East that are not considered terrorists. The worst one is Iran. It's the biggest terrorism country in the world, unfortunately. But not only me, many Iranians, when they came to Web3, because everybody was talking about decentralization and it doesn't matter where you're from. We saw this as a safe haven. So we thought that, wow, this place is the only place that maybe we can be free and not be like upset about being Iranian, but after a while that changed too. Like we saw what OpenSea did, other platforms did. We go to many spaces that American people do. Like they talk about racism, that BAYC has racism traits on the PFPs. It's racism towards black people. It's racism towards like Nazi things and Jews and stuff like that. I have very high like respect for those things, but the thing is that's in the past. We Iranian are facing racism in 2022. Racism is when you go on a platform and they block you because of only being Iranian. The only thing that you
Oh
have done
no.
is being born in a country that you didn't choose to, like, and going to a website that your country even isn't listed there. This is the new era of racism, what we're facing right now. Hope we see a change in that as well.
Absolutely. Because it's coming from the artist itself, right? So many talented artists. We are going to have Sabeth also coming in next week for the show. There is Amir is there. So many top talented artists have roots in Iran. And so many NFT artists are coming in, and you'll see at least one or two of them in any space you go at any time in the Web3. And it's good that even if OpenSea blogs because of the political reasons, they are having good success and sales on other platforms which don't have restrictions there. So it's really wonderful. More power to all you folks there.
Oh, you're bringing in Sabet as well? He's a dear friend. He's like a superb artist. I feel privileged even being friend with him. He's such a cool guy. Great artist, great human being, super kind, supportive. He has so many value to bring in.
Absolutely. We are looking forward to that. Ali, thank you so much for this conversation. Let us now talk about your another venture, NFT News Pro. You're a chief advisor there. So what is that about? And can you tell us more about it?
Oh yeah, NFT News Pro is for Sam Yari. He's like a very best friend of mine. We go way back. It was funny because both of us like coming into NFTs in different ways. Then we saw each other back into NFTs like, wow, what are you doing? He was like, wow, what are you doing? And he started NFT News Pro way back. Like, and then we say, why not do it together? Like, I'm not I'm just kind of like helping them with the specific articles, how to go forward, how to reach out to some notable people in Web3, things like that. But most of the work is done by the team. They have a very nice, consistent team. They're doing a very nice job of bringing the news. I think we're releasing at least 5 new major news a day, even though in this bear market, they're digging everything up. And I'm still doing my job at my end, doing some specific kind of news there. It's a cool website. It has a very nice Google search rank. The updates are very like on point. I'm proud to be one of the team members.
I've just pulled up the website. So this is very nicely done. Being an artist, I love this section of the website, which shows trends in art and NFTs and collectors, all kind of music, metaverse projects, everything you'll find in here.
Yeah, that's one of the cool parts of the NFT News Pro. And for sure, we added the art part because he's a very good photographer himself. He is very engaged with the art community, NFT art community. He's a collector. He supports many artists. That's why it was a must to have it in NFT News Pro as well.
Absolutely. You know, what is one more feature as coming out as we're talking about it? It'll be so cool to have a website where we can segregate collectors based on their art styles, on what kind of art they collect. So there are collectors who are more keen to photographers, or there are some who just like that. What is that frog's name?
Pepe.
Jacket. Pepe.
Pepe's.
So yeah, Pepe's, and there are some people who like colorful, bouncy, lot of arts. So it'll be easier for artists to reach out to those and find collectors similar to their art style,
Yeah,
isn't it?
this is a
What do
cool
you think?
feature. I don't see this in and the reason we have this section is because, as I mentioned, Sam himself is like engaged with the art community. So this is kind of a unique feature that we have in NFT News Pro as well.
Absolutely. Awesome. So you mentioned how to reach notable people in Web3. So can you give our audience a couple of tips on the same?
Oh, that's the hard part. That's the hard part because most of the iconic people in Web3, they are so busy. Yeah, like as we know, the space never sleeps. The speed is so fast, even in the bear market, and getting noticed and being in contact with these people is kind of super hard. How I did it, went forward with the concept of how artists go for collectors. I kind of used the same method. I turned on the bell to see all of the tweets and retweets and the stuff they're doing. First, I didn't engage at all. I was just observing to see what kind of tweets they engage with, what kind of topics they are interested in, what are their projects, what are they doing. That's the right approach for everybody when they want to reach out to somebody or want to like connect with them. To just put some time, turn that bell on, see what they're doing, what kind of people they're interacting with, what kind of projects they are like engaged with. That's the best entry point when you want to go for these kind of people. For anybody in the Web3, you should be on their Twitter, see what they're doing, and at the right time, when you're consistent with engaging with them, like you will get noticed. It just takes some time and consistency and choosing the right words on how to engage with them.
So one more question. Give some example of what are right words and what not to do.
This is the hard thing because you know, me and Bob, we always say this: what works for me, doesn't work for others. So it's a very customizable thing based on your character and the way you want to approach, and the person you're approaching. Some likes short answers. Some of them need deep answers with like very thoughtful things to say. Others, they just love to see that you're interacting with them on regular basis. You're always first liking the tweets, retweeting them, giving them nice comments. It's not one thing. You should try different routes and see based on their character which one is working for you. I can't give an advice like that because it's such an open concept. Everybody should come up with their own way of interacting with other people.
Absolutely.
But the worst thing anyone can do is shilling under a tweet that is a non-shill tweet. This is like a disgrace to the human race. Like you should see people when they tweet like GM and you just feel their heart on it. They're like, what the fuck? That's the worst thing.
I tell them, do you want to get blocked next time? And I've blocked many a times also. And you must be getting way more of that. So do you block them right away? What do you do?
I have never blocked anyone. I have never blocked anyone. I've been blocked. I have never blocked anyone.
That's very kind of you. Because I'm telling why this is kind, because I can understand how many notifications you must be getting, and you need to keep your mind distraction free through reach that tweet that really needs your attention and engage with. So how do you manage?
I'm not active on Twitter anymore. Before that, I was active on Twitter. My notifications were just driving me crazy. Now my Discord notifications is driving me crazy. I'm super active on Discord. Now I'm like less active on Twitter, but it's kind of hard, to be honest. It's super hard. That's why I close my messages, because when that message box is open and people, your friends and people DM you, they expect you to return and reply their DM. And when you don't, they get upset with you. But it's hard. It's hard, like, to answer all these DMs and notifications. It's not easy.
But you still reply. Most of my comments and DMs you have replied to. So thanks for that. In spite of being so busy.
I'm doing my best. I'm trying to keep up. It's kind of you to say, Tanmay.
Ali, so you're talking about collectors. You're a big collector.
I'm not a big collector.
Yeah, of course you are. You're being very humble there, but
no, I just love to support, man. I'm not a big collector. Is Cosmo Medici. Big collectors are big names. I just have the passion to support and see beautiful art in my wallet. I just love to see that.
So what is your collection strategy? Like, what suggestion would you give to the artist for them to be collected by you?
Oh, for me, since I have no background in art, like zero background. Even when I had girlfriends that they were artists, I was like, don't talk about your art. I don't understand anything about the art. But when I came into Web3 and NFTs, the passion and the love that people had for their art, and I saw the power of the art, that, like, wow, it gave me the jiggles. But since I don't understand the art itself on that level that I can, like, give feedbacks, is this good or not? I went for a long time, my pin tweet was, if you want to support an artist, support the one who supports the community. So that's the way I collected. Most of the pieces that I collect are from the people who are doing spaces, supporting others, trying to uplift others in any way that they can. When I see something in somebody that they're doing that, it clicks in my mind. And when I go to the art and I see that something that I can resonate with, that's the second click. For me, it's 2 clicks. First one, supporting. Second one, resonating with the art.
Amazing. I really like both these points. It's good that you're giving a lot of importance to community aspect here. And about styles, do you have any particular genre of styles that you look forward to, or is it how do you pick?
Yeah, this is the funny part, because me and Bab, after Nabu Lines, we started collecting together. Like, we don't collect individually, very few pieces. Most of it's done by the Nabu Lines. But we have 2 different tastes. He's all about popping colors and sci-fi and futuristic vibes. I'm all about retro black and white photography. So it's like 2 different genres. Sometimes we have to come in between, find something that both of us like. That's what we do in the spaces. Most of the time, we're just sending pieces on WhatsApp together. As you know, he's the best host in Web3 without doubt. That's why I'm super glad he's just hosting the show. I'm trying to go for the pin tweets, then sending him the pieces. He's like, let's go for the popping colors. I'm like, we got the popping colors. Let's go for the black and white.
Let's go.
That's what we do.
That's a great team. Yes, both of you are amazing. What more tips would you see so many artists, you see so many collectors. We also have those amazing secret chambers on Nabulines Discord. By the way, these secret chambers are talks with more Web3 based influential people and gurus. So thanks for doing that. As you see so many of these, what are the tips you would give our viewers for sales, especially as a one-of-one artist?
I think I mentioned this before in Nabulines as well. Now that the market is so down, it's bleeding kind of, it's on the PFP side. On the art side, we still see nice movements, nice pieces being collected. If I was an artist, what would I do in this kind of market is I have to bring more synergy to my art, because as we know, NFTs is not all about art. Art is a big section of it. It's the big incentive of it, but it's not all about art. A huge part of NFTs is about networking and marketing. So what would I do? I would go for artists, trying to go for artists bigger than me, and start collaborating with them on any level. Because when I do that, I have a collector. If I was an artist, for sure I had a collector base. The other artist has its own collector base. When you do this as a collaboration, you're bringing in a synergy to combine these collectors, both of them at the same time, on a piece that both of you are doing. That brings higher chance of getting noticed and hopefully getting sales. That was my first strategy in this market.
Beautiful. That's a great strategy. And you talked about collab. Sabit is doing a collab. Guys, check out Sabit. That's a fun collab he's doing. We'll also talk more about him in his show. Ali, networking, and what it's bleeding. And in economics we say that when the market is down 20%, it's a bear market. But when it's continuously down for 2 or more quarters, it's called recession. So,
bleeding recession, bleeding.
So what are your thoughts on the current trends? And so,
man, I was in crypto from the very start, from way back that Bitcoin was around. It was just booming up from 5,000 going to 7,000, all the way up to 20,000, and then crashing down. I see the crash. I was there. I saw the market bleeding back then as well. That time we weren't saying it's bleeding. We were like, it was a bubble. The bubble has burst. But it took some time for people to realize the technology and what it can bring and like get the attention. Then the hype started again. We are kind of, this time it's not like a bubble burst. It was a bubble burst for NFTs actually, because like people were like, oh, I'm going to buy this JPEG and tomorrow I'm going to be a millionaire. Yeah, some people made millions out of JPEGs, but because of so many bad actors and I don't know, maybe billions of dollars of rug pulls, people have lost so much money. And all of these scams, many nice people have left the space. And because of the recession, all the things in IRL that's happening globally, what we're seeing right now, it's bad, but we can see it in a good way as well. Maybe the market is maturing. The people that are here right now, that are standing and building and creating, as we always say with Bav, if you can stand strong in the bear market, you will be able to ride that bull when the bull market comes. Because that's different. We are maturing here. We're growing up here with the Web3 itself. It's still a baby. So that's what I think. We're going to see a rise for sure. We're believers.
Wow. So what do you think the mature NFT market looks like? What do you see in the coming future?
In the coming future, what I would see is like this, that we have so many NFT artists right now. But like 3 months, 4 months ago, I was getting questions. How do you see this project? Why do you think this project is good? Why do you think this is bad? I'm getting less and less and less of those questions lately. That's a very good sign because, as I said, people that are in the Web3 are getting more mature every day. Before, when they saw a project, they didn't know that you should compare the number of the collection size with the number of holders. If the ratio is not right, something is sus. They didn't check the activity. They didn't go to the activities section to see what's the frequency of the buys and sells. These are the things that people have learned to check by themselves. This is a huge step. So people are coming more mature. Their eyes are getting well known to what should they look for. What are the red flags? What are the green flags? This is very good. This is actually very, before it was like this. Your friend would have come to you, oh, Tanmay, this project is very good. It's going to moon, the next blue chip. They jumped and buy it without anything knowing about it. That era, that meta is done. Even if somebody comes to you, Tanmay, right now and tell you this project is good, you're going to go and do your Dior. Dior is a very important word that is getting more meaning every day in Web3. That's maturity. That's what I'm seeing is going to happen in Web3 every day that it goes forward.
So for audience who don't know this term, do your own research. It stands for do your own research.
Yeah, not the brand.
We are talking about PFP projects here, and they are more like businesses, or they should actually be more like businesses, right? Run like businesses and work towards some value in the society or for the holders. So, what are your thoughts on an ideal PFP project or something like that? What?
As you said, like, PFPs are so much alike like ICOs back then, but because it has art attached to it, it's more aesthetic and you get more connected with them. But in the base concept, it's like you're a shareholder of a company. It should be a business, most of them at least. It should be a business-related thing that you're taking a share of that company by holding that PFP as your share. And an ideal PFP, still Moonbird is a very legit one. BAYC is insanely good. Yuga Labs, what these guys, the BAYC and the Yuga Labs, these guys are the flagship of NFTs. Like, they did a huge role of introducing NFTs to people. There are so many good ones coming in. I can't name that this one is good, this one is bad. There are, out of 10,000, 9,000 are rug pulls, 999 are failing. One is good right now. It's a hard market.
So what, apart from keeping its value always on the top and giving the rights to the copyrights to the owners of the PFP, what is the value those apes are giving? The Bored Ape Yacht Club is giving.
That's the thing I love about them, and that's the thing I hate my Moonbird right now, because I don't know, maybe if I'm trying to getting matured every day myself, as I work on myself to get more mature about the mindset of Web3. But CO, like, that's like something I haven't reached that level to resonate with that concept, to open the rights. That's why people love their apes, because they have the IP rights to their own, and they are making money out of their IPs. They're launching businesses with their apes. Sabet, he is the master of collabs and using IPs. I don't know how many times he has IP'd his ape in his own art style. Man, he's done vodkas with it. He done nutrition bars with it. Like, that's only one example. Others are making fast food brands, drinking brands. That's the beauty of IP. That's one of the main reasons that BAYC is so adorable and lovable, because everybody holds their own IP right.
And it just adds to overall value of the brand, One person opening a club or a bar, some people doing the clothing brands, and it has the ape, and the ape is recognizable, and people know that, okay, this is from the BAYC. So it increases the brand, I think, of the whole BAYC.
Yeah, it benefits the whole. It benefits the whole. What Kevin was saying was that if we do CO, it's going to benefit the brand. We saw it the other way around, but it's soon to judge. Maybe in the long run, it will benefit it big time. Till now, it was one of the worst decisions they made. But in BAYC, people are moving that IP forward, and they're introducing their collection to the other ones who don't know about NFTs. That's the beauty of it. That's what we're seeing right now, as you mentioned too.
I'm curious to know why he took the decision of not sharing IP. Do you know? Because it's counterintuitive. I think it's counterintuitive. Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Why do you think Kevin Rose took the decision of not giving out the IP for Moonbirds?
I would love to ask him. I didn't have the chance to ask him that. Why did you make this decision? They were like, oh, we can't handle this marketing and all of these stuff, and like going after all of these collections coming up with our IP. This was getting hard. And we did this to make the brand go forward on another level. We should, as I said, we should see how it will play in the long run. But I don't know
So
why he
what do
did that.
about Nabu Faces? Are you going to be giving the IP away or
No
not?
way. IP is for the owner. We're not gonna do that. IP is for the owner.
Owner
You
of the
should.
PFP, right? So the
Yes.
owner of the PFP can use the IP. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
100%. We're gonna give the IP rights to the owner of the PFP. But the hard part is bringing that collection, that art, that PFP NFT to a certain level that it has some value, that the owners would love to use it on something, that they can rock on it and flex on it and say, oh, this is mine. That's the hard part. That's a super hard part.
Absolutely, absolutely. This NFT market, it was on the highest of sales as per data in September last year. We have crossed over a year from that incident. Many of the people came in with the attraction for PFP projects, but stayed back and also collected from one-of-one artists. Many one-of-one artists also came along. So, how do you think of NFTs and for the business of one-of-one artists?
Oh, the thing I always say is like this. In PFP side, each time that somebody is making money, the other one is losing or at least making less profit. But in the art side, both sides are winning because the artist is selling their art, they're getting their eat, they're happy. The collector is buying the art because of the sake of the art. It's not a company related thing. They enjoy the art. So both parties are happy. So because of this, I'm seeing many of my PFP friends coming over and starting to buy one-of-ones because it's like enjoyable. There's not, oh, I lost this, oh, the floor price crashed. If you believe in an artist and you collect their piece, if they're consistent and moving forward in the right direction, it's a long play, but at least the chances of losing is very low. Very, unless the artist is not consistent and just leave the space and just let it go. That's the only way you're going to lose. Other than that, if you get a piece from a consistent artist that is trying to elevate their art, it's a very safe investment. You're enjoying the art in your wallet, and also you're supporting that artist to get the motivation and the ETH and everything to move forward and getting better every day. That's a nice feeling that many collectors are getting these days.
I really love the highlight of the last point you made. Consistent artists. So consistency is another big factor, isn't it?
Oh man, like I talk to them, like I'm like, oh, how are you gonna collect? Which artists are you gonna collect? They're like, we bookmark. We don't go for the artist first. We're gonna wait and see how they're doing, how consistent they are. In this bear market, are they gonna like leave and come back 3 days and make a tweet about their art and shill it and then go and come back? That's not the kind of artists we want. They love, because many of these big collectors, they are Web3 maxis. They are NFT believers. So they love to support the artists, as I said, the same mindset. That they're supporting the space. They are active, they are consistent, they are moving this forward. They want to support that kind of artist, that they resonate with the art as well.
Absolutely. That's a cool thing. Bookmark and keep and see the consistency. Incredible. I'm also all about consistency. We have been doing this Saturday space since over 33 weeks now. This is the 34th week. 12 hours long. Art, share, and chill and collect space. So I am totally in for it. For me, I wasn't. I didn't come into NFTs for the PFP, but it was for the art, for the accessibility to the world market for showing and displaying the art and having collectors around the world. I even selling physical artwork because of NFTs was made possible around the world. So that aspect brought me in, and I'm definitely going to stay here. And as you know, I'm going to be a speaker at NFT London, and then I'm going to be hosting meetups in Paris and Berlin. So I am definitely here. For the very long run, it has brought a new perspective, new paradigm to my life, and I'm sure many of the viewers also feel the same who are still here in this time. Um, Thank you. Thanks for that highlight, Ali.
Yeah, man, you're one of the super consistent ones. You're doing. I remember you from the start, and the way that you present the presentations you made about your art, it was so unique. You come up with a very fun vibe. That's unique. You know that this is the smart way. This is the right way to do it. You built your own character, your own brand, your own art style, and you're consistent. You're doing spaces. You're doing podcasts. You're the full package, Tanmay. Glad to have you in Nabulines, brother.
I'm so glad to be there as well. So it is wonderful what you guys are doing in Nabulines also, right from first space of shilling space of Babu in February to now. It has come a very long way. With it has done amazing with so 8,000 plus collections of sales, and Babu personally is amazing. His own brand and sales that he does. I really like your alphas too, and I followed Punk 637. I don't know what is his number, but he is doing an academy. I'm looking forward to that. So, can you tell our viewers a bit more about that academy
Yeah, sure.
and
I'm not
Punk?
personally. I haven't got the chance to personally be friends with him, but he is one of the most iconic people in Web3 for sure. He's the first guy who made the GM tweet, if I'm not mistaken. That's why it's been an NFT. His first GM
Oh,
tweet. Yeah, that was the first GM tweet he made. And that guy is iconic, and their team is like superb. They're like deep Web3 maxis, and what they're doing, it's on another level of education. They are collaborating with one university in Cyprus, and this is going to be a course for everybody that they can come in and learn from the best of the best people in NFTs. They have their panel of teachers and educators are like the top of the toppers. So anybody that would love to know more and get more knowledge and the right knowledge, that's the best place. We are all looking forward to the classes to start. So we're going to see you in the class as well, Tanmay. Let's be the backbenchers.
yeah, I remember the school days and backbenches. Yes. When is it starting? Has the announcement come in about when it is
I
starting?
marked it on my calendar. I don't know. My phone is not next to me. I put a notification on my calendar so I don't miss the first day of school.
You talked about GM tweets, and I love your GM tweets also, Ali. It's always a motivating thought that comes with it. So, thank you for that. How do you find those thoughts?
Most of the time, I'm like, I love these motivational quotes. I'm reading them all everywhere on IG, on Google, and sometimes I spice them up with the NFTs and Web3 because when I do that, when some short sentence inspires me, I would love to share them with others to maybe have the same feeling on them as well. Thank you for saying that, Tanmay.
And it's such a wonderful way to connect. And guys listening, a secret tip: Ali is quickest in responding to his GM tweets. So, do press the bell icon and comment on his GM tweets.
Tanmay.
Okay. Ali, some tips on entrepreneurship from your 12 years in business. Um, NFT artists or PFP projects. We are all one person army here. We are our own business, 24/7 jobs, all into one. So, what are some top tips on entrepreneurship that you would like to give our viewers today?
Oh, you should get used to being alone in the first steps. That's the hard part. When you want to be an entrepreneur, my English. This is one of the hardest English words. Entrepreneur. This is hard. Even saying it is hard. Just think about doing it. You should first be like to stand alone, fight for what you believe, and then start bringing others that they believe in what you think as co-founders, people to help you along. But only the mindset is nice. When you want to really do it, that's when the hard part comes in, because there's going to be so much doubts down the way. You're going to think to yourself, am I doing this right? Am I on the right path? Is this going to work? Am I wasting my time, my money, my energy? That's the hard part, because you should like put those all aside and just focus, have the tunnel view, and just go forward, go forward, go forward. If you have done the right thoughts, done the right research, hopefully you're going to make it.
That's real. What does one tell to themselves when they're having these thoughts? Self-doubt.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get the question right.
When somebody's having self-doubt and having those questions to themselves, like, am I wasting my money? Am I wasting my time? Did I make a mistake? When these thoughts come in due to the market or to whatever reasons, what should one talk to themselves? What should one do?
I said it all depends if it's on the right track. But if you have chosen something, you believe it's right, you should just say, forget about it. Just move forward. These are all doubts. These will come to your mind. And I personally do this. When these doubts come into my mind, I'm going to say 2 years from now, 1 year from now, anytime from now, I'm going to look back at these and just laugh and be proud that I didn't listen to myself, to my doubts, and I just move forward. I think that's the best advice, just to think about the future and that you're going to look back and laugh at these.
Yeah, look back and laugh at these. That's a very good point. Yeah, I even think about it to myself sometimes. I write it down in my diary. So let's take an example here from your Web2 businesses. What was a difficult situation and how did you overcome that?
Oh, that's the reason I'm a believer in these stuff, because when we started our online business, my relatives, they were like, what is this? Come do your family job. Oh, who does online stuff? Online stuff is for USA. It's not for Iran. Stop this. And when you hear all of these stuff and when you're working and you're not getting the feedback that you want, there are huge doubts kicking into your mind that stop this. This is not right. Maybe you should stop this now and let it go and go back to what you should have done from the start. I didn't listen to it. I just kept on going. I was like, I'm not a quitter. If I'm a smart guy, if I'm a consistent guy, I'm going to find the right way to make this work. Because the first 6 months was super hard. We were busting our asses off. The sales were, I told you, we are having sales for 3,000, 4,000 pieces right now. At that time, we had 3 sales a week. We sold 3 items in 1 week. We were like, this is not working. This is not working. But we didn't think about it that way, because we said, we're going to make this work. We're going to find a way to make this work. I'm still having the same concept with NFTs. The feedback in the NFTs is much better than what we had in e-commerce. Man, I'm not an artist. Me and Bao, I don't know how many keys we have sold. I think plus 500 keys are sold. That's a very nice number to sell these number of NFTs. So I'm super hyped about it, even in this bear market. We're sure that NFT is going to be mainstream. It's going to come into everyday life. So if we're here right now, 2 years from now, we're going to laugh at these.
We'll be talking about our stories in the bear market and the jokes we shared.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure about it. And especially laughing on the drama.
Oh, the drama. I love the drama. I'm going to focus more on the drama part. Like, not to be all about art. We are adding other spaces. We are adding one for female artists only, so they have the chance to come up, and it's like Lovely and Ira. Hopefully, they're gonna do it. We're doing another one for NFT talks, not art shares, and for the art share, it's our main space that Bavs hosts. That part we needed something to spice it a bit up. like not all about NFTs. And everybody loves drama. Even the guys that they say they hate drama, they hate being involved in a drama. Everybody loves to listen to it. Everybody. Anybody that says no, that's like 1%. 99%, they don't want to admit it that they love drama.
I think that's what attracts people. That's why the crime shows and the drama series and they make so much money.
For us, it's not the money. We say that, okay, we're doing a 3-hour space. Let's spice it up a bit. Let's not make it a routine. Let's bring something new. From the start, Bav is the master of the shilling game, without doubt. As we move forward, the numbers were going up, the requests were going up. We had to come up with different formats on how to handle the space in a better manner so it will be fair and entertaining, value, sales, to keep everything in one package. We thought that maybe this drama part would be a fun thing to do as well. Hope we can do it right without upsetting anybody, unless there are the guys that we were targeting and they were the bad players, like the last time that we got blocked by the scammer.
Yeah. Ali, you mentioned about Babugar. I have been looking forward to have him also on the show. There are many space hosts watching this show as well. What are the top tips you would give the space host specifically about how to get more collectors on the space?
Oh, Tanmay, that's very hard part because most of the collectors have ego. They like it's not. It is easy. The hard part is when you want to have a panel full of collectors, because it's super hard to find collectors that they are like good with the other ones on the panel at the same time. Or if they are not, it's a super hard job of the host to keep that flow and the nice vibe going on. Because if you can't do that, that space is going to be a disaster. Because the collectors are going to get into a beef. They're going to hate you as the responsible because you were the host of the space. So that's a very tricky part. I'm not suggesting this to anyone at all. Like, the best thing to do is to go one by one. After that, you are so certain that you can handle this. If anything comes up, you can add to that number. But it's a tricky part. You should be very thoughtful before doing that. If anything happens, all the blame is on the host.
It's a risky job, but also it comes with a lot of perks and benefits also. You talked about egos of collector. Managing in the space is one thing, but how to get them on spaces? How there are always collectors there in the space, and he pumps us up that even the artists collect from each other. So how to get these major collectors on space?
Go to their DMs. Ask them to come.
DM and chill, and you'll get blocked forever.
You should first build that relationship, that they feel that you're their friend and you're not only asking them to come and collecting your space. It should be first the friendship. There are so many collectors that they come to our space and they don't collect, because we don't tell everybody that you should come and collect. We don't go for that mindset. We just want them to be there to bring value. When they open their mic, they have nice things to say. They have nice value to bring for the space. That's what we're aiming for. We never tell anybody that if you want to come, you have to collect. That's the worst mindset that you can have towards this stuff. If the vibe is right, if the audience have good art, the sale will happen eventually. But if you want to force it, that's like wrong. That's super wrong.
Absolutely, very important. I think these are tips of networking that you shared, which are applicable even in real life, isn't it? Even in non Web 2, Web 3 things.
One of my major courses was negotiation. That helped me big time in real life as well. Like, I still try to go sometimes if I have free time. I still go back to my notes, the major ones that I made. They help in real life at the same time, as you said. Those are good tips.
So can you give some tips from those courses?
Oh, what tip should I give you? Something that comes to my mind. No, I can't.
So negotiation, like first is, okay, do people have come across? And okay, let's talk from at a point about selling. So if you want to sell something to the person, that's also sort of a negotiation, right? Price and time and those things. So what would you do in that situation?
Man, I
You have
hate
a
selling. I hate selling. That's why I chose e-commerce, because you don't have to be there at the selling point. You do all the soft back end. You put the product online. You take the nice picture. You put a nice description. You're not there to sell it. You have done everything. You put it there. If the customer, the audience like it, they're gonna go and click on the buy button. That's me personally, because I have a huge thing for not being the salesperson. That's why I'm not very good in one-on-one sales. I don't like it. I just love to prepare everything in the right way, put it there. If anybody likes it, they will go for it.
it
So
is
I'm not
tough.
the
It
right
is
guy to ask
definitely
this from.
it's definitely tough. You love this book, Ali. I'll send you the link after the show. Never Split the Difference. It's named Never Split the Difference. You might have already read it, if not.
No, but I would love to. Thank you.
It is all about negotiation and how to get 100% of the deal. He was an FBI agent in US, and he negotiated terrorist deals. So
I heard about that. I would love to read it. That would be very kind of you to send me the link. Thank you.
absolutely, it's an amazing book. And negotiation happens every time in our life, with spouse, with employees, with the people whom you work with, colleagues, on the street, everywhere. I believe this is a key aspect to have. So about talking about employees, how do you build team as an entrepreneur? You have done that, a great job at it. So about the team building, what are some tips on that?
The first step is that your team must believe in you, must believe in the vision that they are working for. If you only bring people that, I'm talking about Web 2, not Web 3. If you only bring in employees that they are working to just get paid at the end of the month, that's not going to work, at least for the first steps. You need some people to believe in much more than the compensation that they are getting at the end of the month. They should believe in the vision. They should believe in you as a leader, that somebody that is taking this forward. If you can build that trust, then you're doing something right. They
Hello,
feel that they are a part of this, and they will put more effort, more time, and more
Ali.
energy, and that's what makes the business go forward. If you can't build that with your team, I'm not going to say employees, because if you say employee, that's the first mistake. You need a team.
Ali.
When you're an entrepreneur, you need a team to take your business forward. You should build that trust with them. If you can reach that level that you have built that, that's a very success factor, big success factor, I should say.
Ali, you got cut out for like a couple of seconds.
Oh,
So
sorry.
were you speaking or did you stop speaking?
No, I think something happened. Which part was cut off?
So let's talk about. You said that it should be something more. They should believe in yourself and your vision, and it should be just more than getting a paycheck at the end of the month
Yeah,
for the
I'm like
initial
this.
period.
If you want to start your own business as an entrepreneur, if you say I'm going for employees, there's a high chance you're going to fail unless you have a ton of big budget behind you. A true builder don't go for employees. They go for building a team. A team means people that they believe in the vision of the founder, of the leader that they are working with. If you can reach that level, you have a much higher chance of success. Did I cut out
Hmm.
again?
No, I was thinking, like I was pondering on that thought. So it's really because many of the projects, even PFP projects, and there's so much need for collaboration, and money is so many a times a big thought for the entrepreneur. I don't have that much amount to pay those employees right now. How should I talk to them? How should I onboard them? So, what do you do in that situation?
That's something that it's much more easier in Web3 because that people that are coming in Web3, they have seen the vision, they have seen something in this movement, in this technology that is going forward. It's much easier to find team members, fan members that they believe in what you're doing and help you to achieve it and get compensated at the end when you reach that level. You should use your talent that you have, your vision that you have, and being transparent about it and like be vivid. And if you find those people, you should hang on to them because that's very valuable. That say that there's no money still involved. We're just building here. If you believe in what we're doing, just join the team and let's build it together. It's much more easier than Web 2. Much, much, much more easier.
Wow. Absolutely. It changes a paradigm. It's a switch in the thought after listening from you. Very
Much respect,
interesting.
Tanmay.
Ali, a couple of rapid fire questions. What are you curious about?
Curious about which part?
It's an open-ended question in life or in anything. What are you what is your curiosity towards?
I don't know. I'm curious about many things. But the most thing I'm curious about is how will the NFT be in 1 year from now? That's the most thing I'm curious about, to see how this is going to move forward. That's the most thing I think about every day.
Okay. So what do you think it's going to be?
Now we're seeing that doctors and hospitals are giving out the patients like the report in NFTs. We're seeing universities doing the degrees in NFTs, so that provenance and the clarity of the blockchain is something that is beyond art and beyond PFPs. It's the technology that we're seeing is using, that it can be used on everyday basis. We're seeing Starbucks, all these major brands coming in and using a very daily manner. That's if you see that going forward, it's going to be very crazy, and that's what I would love to see. I don't know how it's going to be happen, how it's going to look like. That's why I'm so curious about it. If I knew how it's going to look, I wasn't curious about it anymore, to be honest.
Some movie house also made an announcement, right? Production house about NFTs.
Production house? I don't know. There are many big brands
HBO
coming
or
in.
something. There was some big announcement. Wall Street. There was a big. They keep coming, but even in the bear market, it's surprising to see those people adopting Web3 and marketplaces to.
Because they don't care about bear market. They see the technology and what it can bring and what the value it has. They don't care about the bear market. They are using it in their own advantage. That is very good, and the benefits that they can have from it.
For laymen who are far away from Web3 in Iran, in India, or anywhere around the world, who still it hasn't sparked their interest, how would you tell them, or what would you say in a couple of lines that they would want to know more or they would get curious about it?
You're dumb. Come and learn and don't be dumb.
that would definitely trigger them to come and learn about it. That was a good one. Directly piercing through their ego.
Because I don't even can talk with my IRL friends that they don't know about NFTs, because the only thing that inspires me these days is NFTs and Web3. And if somebody doesn't know about it, I'm like, I don't have much to say to you. Okay, hi, how are you? Are you good? Yes, okay, bye-bye.
Exactly. All right. Ali, name 3 people, living or dead, that you would have liked to have lunch with.
Like to have lunch with. All of them are Web3 people. I don't care about anybody else outside the Web3. All my passion is about Web3 and the people in Web3. One of the most ones that I would love to have lunch with is for sure is G Money. That guy inspires me a lot. You don't know what I'm telling you. He inspires me a lot. Besides G is Fubar. I'm not even friends with him, but he is so like knowledgeable and so smart, and I'm sure he's kind of a nerd, but I even enjoy nerd people in Web3 because their mind works in a different way that you can learn so much about their perspective because they see things different than you. Like the way we see it compared to a nerd guy that is deep into coding and the concept of Web3, that's a different thing. The third person, this was a very tricky question. I never thought about it before.
That's
Third
what we do
person.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about the third person. Maybe if I put more time on it, I would come up with something, but I can't think of the third person right now.
You also like history, right? Nabu comes from ancient Mesopotamia and so on. So anybody from the history that you want to have lunch with, because even living or dead, like dead people are also welcome here.
Yeah, man, like not having lunch. One of my biggest dreams was like, can I be 24 hours in mind of a dictator to see what do they think to do? They do these things to people. Like, what are their concerns that they don't even care about killing, mass murdering, and all of these stuff? What goes around in these people's minds? This was one of my biggest dreams, to be able to be in their mind for only 24 hours.
I hope you wouldn't have gone crazy after that.
Yeah, I was like, what are these people? Why are they like this? At least maybe I should be in their shoes to understand what comes to your mind to be like that. Because if you want to hate something, the more you know about it, it gives you more right to hate them. You can't hate somebody unless you're in their shoes to see why are they doing this. Maybe you can hate them even more. Yes, that's what I'm curious about. That how can you convince people to f themselves? Sorry for my French.
Okay, so the other two you mentioned, Fubar and G Money. What question would you ask them? What question would you ask Fubar?
Oh, I would love. I wouldn't ask anything. I'm like, football. I would love you to just talk about Web3 and I listen and learn. Anything that interests you, it's going to interest me as well. Please talk, and I'm just all ears.
Okay, what about G Money?
Oh, I would love to ask him. Actually, I would ask him that because he is so smart. He can like get the trends very right. He can put the finger on something and say, this is going to boom, and it will boom. I would love to have his vision on how he see things, what are the red flags and green flags when he sees it, because he has a very nice vision towards Web3 related stuff. That's what I would love to learn from him.
You also recorded a podcast with him, right?
Yes.
When are you publishing that?
It was ready, but because of the situation in Iran, I didn't I wasn't in the mood to go for it right now. It's ready. Everything is ready. The next episode is ready, but I'm just waiting. Things cool off. I have a better mood, then I will go for it for sure.
All right. I'm looking forward to it, and glad I was able to help with the platform. Anything, I'm always here if you anything I can do with the experience of these podcasts.
Yeah, man, you helped me a
podcast.
lot. You and Money, both of you guys, you are fam. Thank you so much. It was a great thing that you guys did for me. Thank you, Tanmay.
Awesome. As we're talking about lunch, what is your favorite food, Ali?
Iranian dishes, all with rice. I'm a rice lover. Anything with rice I like.
Can you name a dish or two?
Yeah, one of the famous ones that most of the Iranians love is lubia polo. That's a very nice one. We all love kebabs, chelo kebab. That's another one. Like, oh, everything with rice.
You know what, Ali? We also have pulao in India.
Oh, polo. Polo is the same
Yeah.
thing. In Turkish we say pilav. In Farsi we say polo. In India you say pulav.
Yeah, pulao.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
But in India, it's vegetarian.
We have vegetarian stews as well, but most Iranians are like meat lovers.
Yeah, so the word pulao in India refers to a vegetable with rice thing, and biryani is what refers which has meat in
Oh, yes. You're right.
it. We have a lot of similarities. So the dish you mentioned, luba, what was
Lubia
the
polo.
name again?
Lubia polo.
What is lubia?
It's beans.
Beans.
Yeah. Am I saying it right? Yeah, I think so, if I'm not mistaking the word. I'm not used to changing vegetable names from Farsi to English, but maybe I'm mistaking.
So it's vegetarian. It's vegetarian, right?
If you don't, yeah, then we
beans
have
pulao.
lubia polo without meat, it would be vegetarian.
Okay. All right. Next question, Ali. What advice would you like to give your younger self? I'm sure you're too young, but even younger self.
Don't smoke.
Ah.
That's one of my wishes, that I sleep one night, I wake up the other day, and I forget that I was a smoker.
Yes, definitely. Many people who do that. You know what is the problem? In Islam, they don't allow drinking, right? Even in
Yeah.
Gujarat, there's a state here that doesn't have drinks. I'm not saying that drinking would help, but those people where alcohol is banned, they get a lot of cancer issues. They eat a lot of tobacco. They have a lot of they go out for smoking, hookah, and all those things. Where I'm not for drinks and alcohol both. I am a teetotaler. I don't do that. But I'm just putting out a fact, observation. So, all right, Ali. Next question is: what is your favorite movie?
Man, you have lots of questions, Tanmay.
These are rapid fire questions, so just fun.
My favorite movie, never thought about it, because I'm the kind of those guys that I never see a movie twice. The only movie that I've seen twice, I think it was Enter the Void, because it was a strong, deep concept. I had to watch it 2 times that maybe I understand it. I didn't even understand it at the end.
I haven't seen it. I'm just noting it down.
It's like a deep concept about reincarnation.
So, do you like watching movies?
Yeah,
What carnation?
as soon as I'm free and I have free time, I hop on Netflix or something to watch some movies.
So, what kind of genres do you watch?
Everything, from musical, drama, not love stories. The only genre that I see the least is the love stories and the horror ones. These 2 are the least ones that I see. Most of the time I go for drama, action, thriller.
Drama.
Yeah, I love dramatic movies. I love dramatic movies.
Okay. Drama, action, thriller. All right. So, what book do you like?
Everything that I can learn something. I never go for novels. I never read stories. What I enjoy is like tech-related tech. I'm not a big book reader. I'm such a big fan of articles. I love articles. Anything related about tech, anything that I can get value about it, and anything that I can talk about it, and new topic that I can learn from. I'm a big fan of those.
So you're like a sponge, always absorbing new ideas and trends.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to keep myself updated on different genres, being diverse about it.
Talking about webs, different webs were 1, 2, 3. Web 1 was where the owner was just displaying the content on the website. viewers couldn't interact with it. Web 2 was where people interacting with it could make content, could create content, not just the owner, but everybody was making content like Twitter and uh, Facebook and social media. In Web 3, the creators have the ownership of the content that they create. What do you think will happen in Web 4?
Haven't thought about it, to be honest. I'm only focusing on the Web 3 part. Didn't thought about the Web 4. Because I love the concept that the creator owns the rights to the content they create. That's a huge step forward. And that's the part I'm only focusing on. Didn't thought about Web 4.
All right. Yeah, because even Web3 is so in the nascent stage and it's like a baby, and we'll have to see what problems Web3 is facing that Web4 would solve. I think it's easy 10 years more for that.
Yeah, I didn't even thought about it, to be honest.
Okay. Ali, are there any social or charitable cause that are closer to your heart and that you support?
Oh, in our website, we did a cute thing. We were like putting away a very small margin of every sales. And it was shown on the upper side of the website that it was like a piggy bank. It was going up little by little. Because I'm still, after seeing all of these things in my life, I'm still a big believer in karma. And because of that, I believe in that when you are making money, when you are going forward, you should always put aside a small part at least to try to help others in need. But I never wanted to be like personally interacting with the part of giving it away, because it will bring a huge responsibility on your shoulders to find the right guy and be sure of that. I would love to give that responsibility to others that have more passion than me in it. I would just love to support them in what they're doing. So it's always, and in Iran is such a poor country. If you even look around, you're going to find 10 nice causes to support, to like give away. So I didn't go for anything specific. Even in our website, at the end of each month, the money that was it was in the charity bank that we hold, we put up different charities. People would vote, and we will make a bank check and give it to them.
Wow, even that you take a public opinion on where it should be gone to. That's very interesting.
Thank you, Tanmay.
What do you like to do for fun, Ali? A lot of serious stuff we spoke about. What do you like to do for fun?
Clubbing.
What kind?
Oh, electronic. I'm a huge electronic fan.
So clubbing in electronics, as in, like, what do you do there?
Oh, you drink a lot of alcohol, you dance until you're gonna die.
Oh, electronic music. Okay,
Yes.
Okay. When you said electronic, I started imagining those Chinese markets who sell electronic stuff. And I was
electronic
where does
music.
Ali go?
Electronic.
Where does Ali dance between them?
I'm a big clubber. I love clubbing.
Awesome. That's amazing. We definitely need a way to put off the steam.
Yes, 100%.
All right, Ali, thank you so much. We have come to the end of the show. If there's any concluding remark, comments that you want to give, or suggestions that you want to give to audience, it's your time.
The only thing that I want to say is towards you, Tanmay. Please always be like this. You're such a cool guy. Your vibe is great. The way that you come onto stage, talk about everything, the jokes you make, your vibe is super great. Please be this consistent. You are one of the kind guys that I know, and I would love to see more people like you in Web3. People like you help this space go forward. Thank you for doing that. Be like this. Always be like this.
Okay. Thank you so much. You're very kind to say that. And I mean, words like this from amazing, notable, distinguished people like you definitely makes me believe more in myself to keep doing this. So thank you so much.
No, I don't give flowers too much. It was like 100% what I think.
Wonderful.
And thank you for this show. It was great. Thank you for having me. Hope you do great with this. I should be a fan of your podcast as well and hear what you're going to ask. And these questions, how other people are answering them.
Absolutely. That's why we have kept the fun part about it. So everybody listening to this, if you have heard this so far, you're amazing. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll be coming shortly next week, another fantastic episode. Next episode is going to be of the managing editor of Super Rare magazine, and then we are going to have Sabit and other people. So many exciting episodes coming up. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and share this episode with your friends, and check out my NFTs. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanmay. Bye-bye.